Hi everyone, my name is Chris Yee and welcome to the Dice Tower. Today I'm taking a look at this box, Zoo Regatta, which is a 3-in-1 kids game. It's apparently for kids age 4 and 6 and 8 depending on the 3 game modes. Let me show you how they play. Setup for a game of Zoo Regatta. There's 3 different play modes. I'm going to show you the middle one, then I'll show you the third, then I'll go back to the first. This is a roll the die and move around and collect the 6 animals. You have 6 slots here in your player ship and you have to collect all 6 of them. So if I'm the purple player, I roll the die and I can move 2 spaces. Fantastic. I could go 1, 2, or I could follow these ocean currents, so I could go 1, 2 and move there for free, but it's the same thing. Yellow player's up next. Ooh, they rolled 3, so they're going to go 1, 2, 3, and they're going to collect a lion and they would put it in their ship. It's back to purple's turn. Can I get an animal this time? Yeah, 2 spaces. Woo! I got a polar bear and I would put it in my ship. You can see exactly how this game is going to play out. You're going to move your ship around the board a bunch of times. So if you land on one of these spaces with these currents, you can freely move that direction, and then you can move again, and if you keep going. If you land on an animal space, you collect the animal token, and then if you land on one of these whirlpools, if you end your movement there, you can roll the die. So the yellow player moves here, they roll the die, and they get transported to whirlpool number 5. Awesome. Next turn, if they stay there, they can roll the die again and go to whirlpool number 3. That's this mode of the game. What are these lifeboat tokens for, you ask? Oh, well. If you land your ship next to another player's ship, you can spend one of your lifeboat tokens, and then, that was an awesome roll, and then you get to attack their ship. So let's say that their ship had a few animals in it, like this. You get to attack their ship. And if you roll a 1, 2, or a 3, you make them lose that animal. Whoop! They got a polar bear. Polar bear's got to go back. So you're further from the end of the game. So that's the main mode of play, I guess. I don't know, that's the middle-aged one. That's for the 6-year-olds. The 8-year-old version is that it's a all one versus everyone else kind of game. One person is going to play as like a pirate catcher, and they're the good guy, I think. And your pirates, I think, getting animals, I think, for a zoo. But anyway, the pirate catcher just has to go around and land on ships, and I think that they're eliminated from the game, but the rule book isn't actually perfectly clear. They win if they capture all the pirates, and then the other pirates win if, well, I mean, an individual pirate wins if they get all 6 animals still, I think. And then there's some bomb tokens, so the pirates can attack each other and steal the animals, or they can lay them down to make people have to stop when they're chasing them. What's the first version of the game? Well, that's this one here, which is a roll and move race. You start at start, roll the die, and move that number of spaces. And if you land on one of these spaces here that has gunshots on it, then you have to move back that number of spaces. And if you land on a red spot, you have to go back to the indicated circle. Well, that one doesn't have one, so that's a problem. But this one does. If you land on this space, you get to go all the way back here, and then you get to go run through this obnoxious, awful area here. And then if you land on a green space, you go 1 forward, I think. And then you get to go through all of this again. And so if you go down this way, you land on the red, you go all the way back, or you could take this longer but safer, I think, route, which why would you ever go this way? So that's the 4-year-old version of the game, and these components are super duper thin and were awful to punch out, and that's the game. I don't care for Zoo Regatta. This is a very, very basic children's game. It's roll and move in all 3 game modes. The last one I showed you, the most basic one, is most egregious of all, right? It's Candyland with little ships or whatever, right? And you roll a die or whatever. Not really great. I get it's for 4-year-olds, and when you play with young kids, you play introductory games. You play Hi Ho Cherry, you play whatever things, right? This is inexpensive, it's kind of colorful, sure, right? When you play with young kids, I've found that you can still play slightly more interesting games. Play games that are geared for those ages, and that means that you as a parent are going to have to play not very exciting games, sure. But this is advertised as a game that has one play mode for 4-year-olds, it has another one for 6, and another one for 8-year-olds. That's not what those 2 more advanced game modes are. Those ones, you move around the map and you grab the stuff. Stop putting make another player lose stuff. mechanisms in kids' games. It's just not fun for anyone, and it's especially not fun for the parents who are trying to end the game. It is bad. It is bad. It is bad. I didn't... It's so weird. And so I was looking for the educational value, right? Because when I don't like a kid's game, right, that's the highest praise I can give to a children's game, is that I enjoy playing it. Sometimes I can say that. The next denominator down is it educational? And I suppose that you could say that it teaches kids where some different animals are located around the world. That'd have been fine. I would have liked actually having a bigger booklet, a folded piece of paper. I would have liked a little bit more information. Hey, this is this type of animal. It lives in this continent. It's endangered, or it thrives, or it's flourishing, or whatever. Just some educational aspect to it. But polar bears live in the north and penguins live in the south is something that I don't need this game. I don't need this lengthy kind of game to teach that. And then the last thing is, did my kid have fun with it, right? So if it's not terribly educational, by the way, North and South America are kind of connected. That was a big part of history, was building that canal. It's weird that it has a whole hex in between North and South America. I've got issues with the map, right? So educational, questionable. Last step, did my kid have fun with it? It was fine. It was okay, right? But the thing is that the meaner aspects of the game were obnoxious. My daughter's favorite part of this game is that it comes in a box that looks like a pizza box, and it's not even good quality. I can't recommend Regatta. I can't. There's other better games that are educational or teach better skills or whatever. I have to keep in mind that this can go down to 4-year-olds, right? Will they like the bright, colorful part of it? Sure. Will you enjoy playing it as a parent? Probably not. But you might suffer through these types of games so that they learn turn-taking and counting and steps and stuff. Or you can play other games that teach those same skills. So anyway, my name is Chris Ye. Oh, I'm going to give this a kid's 4. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. So my name is Chris Ye. Welcome, or thanks for coming to the Dice Tower. Have a great day.